2008. Dude, what the hell? Was it? Oh no, that was their program stuff. Yeah, that had nothing to do with me, cuz that was all them. What I read? Some what music, eh? I couldn't tell you because I ain't a rave kind of guy, man. No, I know what a rave was. I mean, I just never was a rave kind of music kind of guy. Does that make sense? Look, Too Tall in the building too. He here early. What up, bruh? What'd you say? Too tall, too what? Man, it's been a bowling week. Yo, did you see how many comments I got today and yesterday on the what do you call that thing? On it was on the Unreal. People are real butthole hurt that I ain't like it. That I ain't like it too much. People mad. I'm like, why are you mad, bro? It's a bowling ball. I had to do like, yep, if you tried at 2,000, then I'll buy it back from you. I'm like, buy it back from me? Like, who are you think you supposed to be? And I did try it at 2,000, so big dummy. But he did. He's like, I'll buy it back from you. Like, what? Who are you talking to? You're not buying anything from me. But I guess he was trying to make it like he was from Swag. No, I don't know who he was. But he's like, I'll buy it back from you. Why would anybody say I'll buy it back from you unless you're with Swag, right? But ain't nothing else he said was bad. What up, Check? How you doing, bruh? How everybody vote this week? I haven't even watched any Swag videos because I'm not buying any Swag balls. That's funny. Yo, so look, Mary was messaging me earlier and she was like, she said something rather interesting. She said the swag balls are hard, and I told her swag balls are really hard to drill because they're really, really hard shell. And she agrees. And she's like, but swag balls roll better after 10 games, she said, and storm balls die. But here's the thing I told her, I've never had a storm ball die, ever. I mean, that might sound weird, but I've never had a storm ball die on me. Have you? How much longer than me? So it stopped working, you're saying, after years. See, that's what I'm saying. Hi, chat. So Check said he been hitting the lane after practice. That's good. After work, I mean. South Point sweepers are fun. but only bowled 50 pins over my average. Didn't win much. 50 pins over your average is a win right there. Tall, that's a win right there, bro. So when you bowled at South Point, was you downstairs or upstairs? Because that makes a big, huge difference. Downstairs to upstairs, big difference. Hanging out with Darren Tang and Lance on Tuesday was a good time. Man, I bet it was. But Darren told you the big difference between downstairs and upstairs? Or the 50 pins over your average is good? Yeah, upstairs is huge, huge difference than being downstairs. Hell, I got to get to Vegas so I can link up with Darren and Lance. I think recording with Darren would be whatever. But recording a video with Lance would be off the heezy because that boy funny. What happened to you, eh?
What do you mean?
I had to re-put you back up there like you popped off. I didn't know. I don't know why.
Oh,
But yeah, I think Darren. I think Darren would be okay. But Lance to me is funny as hell. Lance is off the rip.
yeah, he's a character.
Nah, plus 50 is a win, bro. It's a big win. You always have to look at it that way. 50 pins over average? Hell yeah. And bowling with Lance, dude, that would be comical. Because I know that Lance can talk just as much yayo as me, so that would be off the chain. See, that's even better. Lance is good with the cameras on and off. He always the same way. Man, we chop it up. So
Yeah, he's
has
off the
anybody else
same
had a
way as me.
storm ball to die on them? Because I would think it won't. See, hey, hey, you remember I told you Abby number one kept saying that her P2 was dead. Remember that?
Yep.
And I just took it in the pro shop. I didn't bake it, nothing. I just changed the surface on it.
Hmm.
But I used the spinner, and that ball's big time.
Wait, did Coach C just say out loud that the phase two is big time?
No, for her it's big time. Not for me it's big time. Her.
I thought the words you used was that ball's big time.
It is big time for her. Stop trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm just repeating what you said. The quote was that ball was big time.
Hey, I was talking about for her, not for me. Leave it alone, bro.
He said it, not me.
You know what?
Fro-
You gonna keep on
Freudian.
fucking with me? You know what? Hey, stop. Here, help Red. Answer the question with the softball.
What does roll in hand? Does softball roll in hand help improve release? What do you mean, Red? What are you
I think she's
asking
saying does rolling a softball help you with your release, but I'm gonna say no. But
if you release the softball the right way? Yeah.
I mean, what kind of release are you trying to do? If you're trying to shake somebody's hand, yes. If you're trying to yo-yo with it, I don't. I personally wouldn't go that route, but that's just me.
If if you want to improve your release at home, use a max size roll of paper towels.
Yep.
That's the exact same circumference as a bowling ball, or at least close to it. And if you make a mistake and roll it the wrong way, it'll be really obvious that it
Yep.
came off your hand wrong. But if you roll it right, it'll also be really obvious.
Yeah, because it rolls straight on the floor.
Yep. Softball, I mean, technically any ball will do it, but A softball is going to leave you too much room for error, and you can control too much of it with your other fingers. So I'm not crazy about using something small like that.
You can also from home use a bowling ball. Just roll it into a chair or onto the couch.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's no kids or pets around.
Yeah, you're only trying to get to to the bottom of it anyway to get used to exiting thumb first. Well, or shaking hands, whichever your release is. You know what I mean? So you don't have to have a full backswing to do that. It's just, I mean, no matter what, it's just a little release onto the couch. Hell, I used to be on the phone with him watching TV, doing that thing 500 times. You remember those days, eh?
Yep.
That way you get used to how it feels. That's how I know when I miss at the bottom because I'm so used to it. You know, that brings up a great point. And this is a fact lesson.
Oh,
Most people think ordinary to get better with their release, they got to be at the bowling alley to do it. That's it.
right.
No. Most people think to be they have to be at the bowling alley to work on their approach. That's also false.
Right.
You can do your approach over and over again, correct timing, being at home without a ball in your hand.
Yep.
I mean, every piece of your game you can actually fix at home.
Yep.
What up, Mike? Big Mike in the house. So that's the misconception that a lot of people have is that you have to be in the bowling alley to work on your game. You don't. You can do your approach at home. You can do your approach when you're at the store. My wife hates it when I do that.
Huh.
But it's fact. I mean, you do not need a bowling ball. Check this out. I'm gonna show y'all something, right? I'm gonna show you late timing, early timing, just being here. Look, so it's so simple, right? That all I'm gonna do is practice. That's it. So if I want to be early timing, I'm gonna do this. If I want to be late timing, I'm gonna do it a little later. You know what I mean? Just on three, two. It's easy. You walked all that out. Or into a chair, you just roll the ball into a chair. Exit. You notice I'm exiting thumb first. So not a very big swing, just easy exiting. Fingers will wrap around. You'll hear the pop. All
I'll be
that you
right
can
back.
do from home. Everything else, come on, man.
I'll be
Trust
right
me.
back.
I I got plenty of hours in. Sometimes I'll be watching TV and I'll just start doing it right now. Or like last night, I was watching the first round of March Madness. I start rolling the ball into a chair. I was bored, and I like to grind. I don't know what you guys are, but I like to be working. It's very hard for me to sit still. So yo out of it. Whoop whoop. But you guys ain't answer my question though. My question to you is: have you ever had a bowling ball die on you? I mean, I imagine you have to throw it for years and years and years. How many of you guys clean your bowling ball after you're done? And how many of you resurface it after you're done with league? Who cleans it off with spray and stuff? And who hits it with a pad? Can y'all put that in the chat? Who cleans off and who hits with surface? Nobody? Nobody? Oh, come on, guys. You're killing me right now. Emotional damage. That's how I'm feeling right now. So nobody hits the ball with surface. Okay, this is perfect. That's perfect. All right, so here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. You want to jump in here, Big Mike? I got some questions for you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to jump in here, bro. It's all right. I ain't gonna cut you or nothing. I ain't gonna cut you or nothing. Okay, and Red said he cut all the time. And Red said he clean all the time before he bowl. Most of my balls are lane, shine, or polished. Okay. So listen, I don't care who jumps in. I need somebody to jump in and bleep in. I need somebody to bleep in because I need to ask y'all a question to see how much y'all actually understand. And Red, you said that you only sand when you need it. How do you know when you need it? That's a question for you. How do you know when it's needed? Okay, here we go. We got some takers. This is what I want to
Yeah.
see.
Takers. Takers for what?
Hello,
What up? How you doing, Too Tall?
can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear. All right, so Red said that he sends his ball only when he needs to. So my question is, oh, here's Red too. Yeah, we got Michael coming in too. This now we gonna get interesting tonight. This is
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Party
about.
going on now.
This is
Got a
what I'm
party.
talking about. We got Red in here. We got Mike in here. Here we go. Chad in the building too. Like, look, y'all can jump in. We gonna talk tonight. All right, so 1 second, Mike. Red, I need you to tell, but that's too tall. No, that's Red. Never mind. Red, I need you to tell me when is the right time for you to sand your ball.
I understand when my ball's not performing like what I wanted to do.
Okay. And how can you tell if it's doing what you want it to do?
When the ball's not hooking, like
So,
it's going.
so does that mean you sand it during league when you're in practice?
Yes,
So how do you know what surface you're taking it at?
I don't know. I was usually saying it. The ball. It depends on what kind of ball. Like the hazmat. It's 500 to 2,000 from what I understand. You don't have to sand it at 2,000 grit.
Okay, and you're sanding it by hand.
Yes.
Okay, so when you take out a 2,000 pad, you sand it by hand. Is it at 2,000?
Uh, with the sanding pan that you use, but I can't tell what it is.
Okay.
I don't have no scan or nothing to scan the ball and tell if it's exactly at 2,000.
Are you using just the 2000 pad or are you using steps before that?
I just use a 2,000 pad.
Okay.
See, that's the misnomer because that ball ain't at 2,000 once you use that pad. Not to mention the chances of it even being at even sanded is probably slim to none. That's where a ball spinner comes into play and helps you very much because you're able to rotate the ball on all four sides and hit the sanding pad with the same amount of pressure, which gets your ball to where you want it to be. I mean, I imagine if you hit that ball with a 2,000 pad, half of it's stable, the other half is 3,000. But if it works, it works. All right, but we're gonna get back to you, Red. Mike, what do you think?
Usually I sand mines maybe after uh, maybe 4 outings. Usually
So
I just clean it after every practice, and then I sand maybe after uh, 4 practices.
okay,
Okay.
so if you're using a solid, you'll touch it with surface after every 4 games.
If I'm using, well, usually I'm only using pearls.
You
So
only throw pearl.
I have all the pearls. I
So
only throw
you
pearls.
so
I
you
think
have no solid.
the only solid I got is the storm locket.
Do you use it?
Yeah,
How often do you touch
it's
that with
actually
surface?
been performing, but I haven't touched it yet. I haven't did it yet. I've only got maybe 4 to 5 games on it.
Okay. Now here's a
So
question
it
for you,
has
Mike.
it doesn't.
Do you touch your pearls with surface?
Yeah, I try to bring them up to about maybe 3 to 4 thousand.
Okay. Okay. So you're trying to get them to blend the lane instead of jerking off the yolk.
Well, most of the lanes that I bowl in, I mean, it's barely any oil out there.
Oh, okay.
So the one time that I did have some oil, I got to roll the locket, and that's why I got that high gain.
Okay.
they had I was they had put me right next to a lead, so the oil was nice and the lane was nice and oiled. So
Okay.
other than that, most of the time I'm going in and the lanes are already burnt and broke down.
All right. So hey, what do you think about that? Say.
So I ask a question. So do you play at a high friction house, or are you just playing at a time where it's open play and they just haven't oiled in a while?
Well, the house. Well, I usually play at two houses, Hillside and Stardust. So depending on like Stardust, they'll have major leagues out there. So usually you won't be able to get in there until after maybe 12, 1 o'clock ish. And then by that time, all the lanes are broke down and everything. They don't re-oil them before the night, Saturday night people come in and start rolling. Or either if I get to the bowling alley early Sunday, they haven't oiled before after the Saturday night people have rolled.
So you don't bowl league?
No, I don't bowl league yet. I've been trying to practice to get up to bowl league.
You got to
So
jump
they're
into bowl league, bro.
so you're practicing on leftovers.
Pretty
Is
much.
what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So hey, I'm gonna ask you the questions I'm asking him, and we're gonna let A break this down for y'all because he has a very good way of doing it. So, hey, the question that we got is,
Mhm.
Hello?
how often should you
No,
sand your
I'm
ball?
good. I'm good. No, I don't want a Chick-fil-A. Thank you.
How often should you sand your balls? That is the golden question, A. How often
Um,
should you touch
Hmm.
your solid with surface?
I mean, should for me, I don't like stable at all unless I'm using something that's super strong, which I rarely ever will do. So for me, I'll touch surface every single time I bowl. It doesn't matter if it's competition or practice. Before that time and or after that, I'm probably putting surface on. Because on the left side, there's a lot more friction response, and balls that on the right side would be kind of smooth on the left side are not smooth. They're quick and jerky. So the goal is, especially now being two-handed, everything needs to slow down a lot. And when I say slow down, I mean not be so quick off of the friction. So for me, I'm standing all the time.
Okay, so for somebody who's bowling on the right side,
Hmm.
I would tell you that every 6 frames that you throw, your ball is now at stable. What we mean by stable is it is at 4,700 or better. So to get optimum performance out of your bowling ball, you need to make sure they are surfaced every single time. So if you bowl 6 frames, you take your ball, you better touch it with surface to put it back where it's supposed to go. That's how your ball has the maximum amount of performance. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
If you throw a pearl, say for me for example, I don't like polish on none of my pearls, right? So say I take the let's go a shiny. Let's say I throw the IQ2 or AI and I throw it for 6 frames. I know that when I'm done, I need to touch that back with the surface I had it at. You know what I'm saying? And then I wipe it off. So and then I use my spray. Because here's a question for you, A. What does hitting your solid do if you get done bowling and you hit it with cleaner? What does that do for your ball?
It cleans a little bit of oil off the surface and the some of the scum that it gets from the back part of the lanes with all the machines.
Does it get your ball back to where it was before?
The surface?
Mm-hmm.
No,
It doesn't, does it?
no, not at all. The pores of the ball have already absorbed the oil, which has already changed the surface and has decreased the grit.
Right. But that's the point. The point is, and there's a video, we did a video on this one before about how your surface changes. And a lot of people have this misconception that that ball cleaner that you buy at the pro shop that you sprayed and you wipe your ball down, your ball's magically back at 2000. No, it's magically not.
It's
You
magically
cleaned your
safe.
ball off with that spray. You if you say you throw the hyperdrive at the end of game one, when you spray your at the end of the night when you spray your hyperdrive and you clean it off, your hyperdrive is still at 4700. It's still at stable. It is not back at 2000. So for that misconception out there that's a reality, it's really not. Did you know that, Red?
Nope.
Yeah. So and that's the catch 22 is to get the optimum
Yeah.
performance out of your
So
ball.
and that's the catch 22 is
So ordinary to get the performance you're looking for and consistent performance, you have to make sure your equipment is always at the same. You got anything to say about that, eh?
Um, I won't say that it should always be at the same grit or the same surface because you should make that determination based on what you're playing on. So if I'm playing with Mike, right? If you go to his lanes, A, it sounds like it's a little bit higher friction house. B, they don't oil the lanes very often for him. So in that scenario, I'm not putting anything at 2000. I'll probably take my stuff at like 4000 maybe, or maybe even put compound on it.
See, but here's the differential though. What I do when I finish, I put my stuff back to where it's gonna go. Now, when I walk into a bowling alley, I will throw it, and if I need to change the surface, I'll change it right there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm a change. I got pads. I got pads with me all the time. I don't worry about that. But
Yeah.
again, you need your ball needs to have some kind of restored surface on it. Cleaning it with spray does not do anything to get your ball ready for the next time you're going to use it.
Right.
Okay, so what did Tutal say? He says, I'm a little surprised at how fast it goes back to stable, but I understand the pro. Man, look, it's back at stable. quick. Sometimes it's not even 6 frames. Sometimes it's only three. But when I say, so 6 frames, your whole ball's at stable. 3 frames, your track is at stable.
Yeah.
Now, does everybody understand what I mean by your track?
Yes.
Mike, you get it? Oh, I can't even hear Mike. Say something, Mike.
Yeah, the line that you throw.
Uh, okay. No, 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 no. The track is the on the ball itself.
Oh, you mean your O rings, the
Yes.
flare,
Yes.
how
Yeah.
your ball rolls. Yeah.
Yeah. So your track of your ball is at stable before your ball. Your entire ball is at stable. So
That's even
the
faster. That's like 3 shots, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Your
That's pretty
track is
standard.
stable at 3 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a question. How does the rest of your ball get this stable? Red, Mike, can you guys help me with this? How does the rest of your ball, so your track of your ball gets stable because it's rolling over the lane, right? How does the rest of your ball get stable?
Maybe as you wiping the ball, wiping the oil off of the ball, and then spreading it across the ball.
That's a good guess, but no. Red, any
I have
idea?
no idea.
Huh?
I have no idea.
What would you say if I told you it's because the pin deck and the ball machine bringing your ball back to you? Never thought about that, huh?
No.
No.
Yeah, that's right, gun. The ball return. Yep. Yep. Ball sitting in the ball going back into the pin deck, and then of course the ball return. Yep, and belts. Yep. And that gets the rest of your ball to stable. The track is the surfaces. That's right, Chad. Way to go. So, and this is the beautiful part about it is you have to take all of these things into account, right? Now, here's a question for you. You ready? If you start and your ball's at 2,000, right? And you throw 3 frames, your ball's at stable, where your track is, and then 6 frames your ball. Why does your ball keep working for you through the? I mean, why are you able to use that ball and it still hook and do everything you wanted to do for the whole rest of the block, which is the 3 game series if you're in lead? Why are you able to do that? Do you guys know? Any takers? Mike, Red.
Mm, let's see.
And remember, there's no right or wrong answers, guys. We all here to learn, so this is just part of the process.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a good one, Gun. Gun said the cord
I
doesn't
mean, after
keep going. What'd you say, Mike?
uh, well, I mean, after your ball is saturated with oil, that basically, since it's at stable, I mean, it's basically it's not going to pick up too much more oil than it is, and it's still going to react the way that to react to the lane as usual.
Why is it able to react to the lanes as usual?
Lane transition.
Maybe carry down.
Right there. Say it again, Red.
Lane transition.
Right. So as your ball becomes stable, the lanes is also transitioning. Does that make sense, guys? So those
Yeah.
two things are working together, and that's why it's able to be done like that. Now, if you would use that same ball after bowling with it in league and leave it the same, and then go back and bowl another league, it's not going to respond the way it did when it was at 2000. It'd be a little different. Any comments on that, A?
Um, yeah. So if you start with 2000, it goes to stable. It doesn't mean it's going to kill the ball necessarily, but the shape that you got as the surface gets less and less, it's going to be smoother. So it's not going to be so much on the back end, but it's also not going to pick up as early either. So it's kind of a, I don't want to say it's a double-edged sword because that's not the right terminology, but it's going to change in two different ways. One is not going to be as dynamic down lane. The two, it's not going to be as early reading the lanes either.
So that brings us to another topic. The one I asked before at the beginning. Has anybody ever had a ball die on them? And that's a direct cause. If you don't surface your equipment and you let it stay stable and you're bowling on a house shot that's got a lot of volume, like mine, for example, if I left my stuff at stable, even with a rev rate that's as high as mine, it's going to not shape the way that I know it can. And a lot of bowlers be like, "Oh, my stuff don't work anymore." It's not that it doesn't work; it's because they're not managing it well. I got guys that have been bowling 20 years be like, "Man, this ball just don't work," and I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "Well, I clean it every time I use it." Is that all you do? Yeah, but that's not the answer to the puzzle, is it? No. If all you do is clean it, you're in trouble. Do any of you guys take your balls into the pro shop and ask your pro shop operator to hit your ball with service for you?
I don't.
Yeah, I do it. I do it maybe every other month.
Every other month. But I mean, to your credit, you're playing on some dry stuff. You at Stardust in Chicago? You talking about?
Yeah, in Addison.
Yeah, I might have to come check you out, dude. You right up the road.
Oh yeah, that far from Rockford.
I know. I might have to come put some work in
It's
on you,
about
buddy.
60 miles.
You hear me? I might have to come put some work in on you, buddy. Hey, do they
Yeah,
still be pot bowling at
but
Stardust?
at where? What Poland?
Cash games.
Cash games? I don't know. I know they've been doing a lot of college tournaments. A lot of college tournaments in the there's another tournaments that they do kids tournaments. I forgot what it was called, but they do a whole bunch of league and tournament stuff on Saturdays and Sundays.
I know Saturday nights. I was told that they have big cash games up there. I know a couple guys from here go up there and bowl.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come up there and get in a couple of them.
Yeah. I mean it's a nice house. I
Yeah.
haven't complained once I went there the first time. It, you know, I was stuck. I was like, okay, this is gonna be my house.
Yeah.
I got to drive 30 minutes to get there, but I mean, hey,
Yeah. I bowled at Stardust before. It ain't bad. At least it's clean. I'll give it that.
oh yeah,
Tall said he sends
yeah, it's
zone
very
balls,
clean.
huh? About to learn how to drill your own, huh? Where you gonna learn to do that at? You better go to Kegel.
Hmm.
I know pro shop operators who drill the ball about point and be like, "You want your pin to be right here," and then
I'll be right back.
what'd you say? Hey? Hey, what'd you say? I'm serious. I
Hmm.
know a pro shop operator. They'll be like, "This is a ball." Be like, "This is where your pin should be," and they'll point to it, and then he'll draw some circles, and that's your bang. You know. I'm serious as hell. I can't even make this up. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
While warming up, I see most people try to throw as many strikes as they can. Don't do that. Create a cliff before the game start. Hey, go ahead. Hey, you go first, and I'll go second on this one. You there, A? Hello. Hey, Red. What do you think about what Chad said? Red, what do you think? In practice, in warm ups, should you throw strikes or what should you do?
You should try to get lined up for strikes, yeah, in practice.
Okay.
How else you
Michael.
gonna find out what ball to use?
Okay, see, now
Hmm.
that's a smart one right there, Red. Try to figure out what ball you need to use. So is throwing strikes important or seeing what shape is necessary to use?
Shape.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
here's a question. If you get yourself lined up, do you keep on throwing strikes or what do you do then?
I stop till it's time to bowl.
Okay. Hey, you back yet?
Yep.
What do you think about Chad's question?
Where's Chad's question?
Right there on the bottom of the screen.
I can't read your screen.
You want me to
My
read it?
screen is small.
Want me to read out
Yep.
loud?
Yeah.
He says, here's a question for you. While warming up, I see most people trying to throw as many strikes as they can. But doesn't that create a cliff before game one starts?
Ooh, I like that question. Yes. It not only creates a cliff, but it can create early transition before you want transition.
Yep. Instead of transitioning happening in the sixth, seventh frame of the first game, it'll happen right away. Why? Because they'll be taking the oil off the heads.
so, so what's the actual question in there? Read that back again one more time.
It says, but doesn't that create a cliff before game one starts?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to create unwanted transition. So my rule of thumb, I'm left-handed, so you gotta you gotta think about that as well. But my rule of thumb is after my two warm-up shots, if I strike twice, I'm not bowling anymore in practice, except for spares. But people used to look at me really weird because my last three shots in practice are usually 7 pins and 10 pins, and they would get mad because they think that's a waste of practice or whatever. When I think it's the opposite. Now the
Very well
exception to
said.
that is if I'm testing out equipment and I'm like, let's say you get a brand new ball and you want to use the new toy and you get lined up with your benchmark, right? But then you want to play with the new ball, that might be an exception, but most of the time for me, I quit because I want to save as much of that oil as I can for when I'm in competition.
All right, so look, for me, um, I'm looking at shapes. I'm really not when I'm bowling. I'm really not looking at those strikes. I'm looking for shapes. Like this past Thursday, I was looking to see which ball was going to read how I wanted it to and when I wanted it to. So in practice, I threw four different balls. After that, I was done. do 4 shots, and in the 4 shots, I knew what ball I needed, which happened to be this week the exponent, and I think it worked out pretty good. Right up until the time I stuck and hurt my knee again. It's like that bowling alley has a hit out on me.
Right.
It's facts. I'm serious. I feel like you got a hit on me. All right, so what's the next one? If you live in a small town, downstate, 30 minutes. It's pretty standard. I guess. If they all throw the same line. Well, that's the thing, Gun. Most league bowlers throw the same line. I don't know if you ever pay attention to that, but when you're at league next time, pay attention. Most of them throw the same lines. Tall started learning layouts last month. That's good. 10 pins and 7 pins. Yeah, my Tuesday league has 20 minutes of practice with not much oil to start. Why would they give y'all 20 minutes of practice? Holy crap!
Why do they even bother oiling the lanes?
Hell yeah, y'all in full blown transition before game one even starts. Holy smokes!
That's crazy.
Hey Red, how much time y'all get for practice?
15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we get. Most people, but we don't take most of that time though. That's a lot of practice. A 5-man league, I sub 15. Yeah. 20 minutes of practice is a long time. That's a long, long
Yeah,
window.
there's always that one guy that wants to take like 30 practice shots after everyone's done. So having an extra 10 minutes for that guy is crazy.
Yep, look at Gunn. Gunn said it, and that's exactly where most of them throw. He said, the league I'm in, half the guys throw um, down and up 10 board. Yep, that's a fact of the matter right there, boy.
Yeah, the track. That's where league success is most of the time.
I know I usually throw one ball each lane. Pay attention when the ball hits the pins, mainly just to get my arm loose, leg loose. I got you. We get 10 minutes of practice. 15 minutes, 20 minutes of practice is too long.
Wait, so I want to go back to something Mike said earlier. Mike, you said you were working up to league?
Yeah, basically, I just got back into bowling like ooh, about 9 months ago, just
Uh-huh.
as exercise. Doctor wanted me to have some exercise, so basically, most of my bowling is on the weekends when I'm off.
Okay. So what's keeping you out of league now?
Was out of league? Well, I'm just probably need to find a nice league to go to that I have to work. Is probably about it.
Oh, so you just haven't found one that works with your schedule.
Correct. Yeah, off at about uh, anywhere from 4 to 5, and then the travel time to get to wherever, whatever bowling lane.
Right.
All right, so he said half of the bowlers,
But
the other half of his bowlers,
building up to it
no
though.
thumb, no thumb and throw 15, 15 and 20. That makes sense.
When you said working up to it, I thought you meant you were like practicing to get good enough to join. I was like, man, you should just jump in. Don't wait for that.
Yeah, that pretty much. Yeah, pretty. But I see that I'm gonna have to probably just join a league just so that I can, get the oil that I need. Put it like
Yeah, just join a league that's not competitive.
Where's the fucking fun in
okay.
that? No, you know
Join
what? Join the league that is competitive. Don't listen to him.
Join the league and you get some free games you can use to practice with.
League is
Yep.
practice anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but it isn't like your practice for everyone else.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means there's some people who think of league as competition.
Oh.
For some people, it's their only level of competition. So they treat it like it's the U.S. Open. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different mentality, a different attitude.
um, I learned a lot from the league. Was not scared of South Point second shift this time out. So wait. Too tall. So, if I'm correct, South Point second shift is burn, right? They don't re-oil for the second shift. That's the burn, right?
They don't re-oil for the other league?
No. Yeah.
Ugh,
The, I think the second shift at South Point's the burn.
I would not want that.
Why do you think when Darren bowls that shit, why do you think he's all the way at 35 when he starts?
I
Because
don't
it's
know.
the burn. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. See? Yep, I'm right.
Wait, but doesn't Lewis bowl at South Point on the late shift?
But Lewis don't bowl in. But Lewis bowls at South Point. But Lewis doesn't bowl league downstairs. He bowls it upstairs, and downstairs is where the second shift and third shift get burned,
Oh, okay.
or just second shift. I don't know what the third shift is. But Lewis bowls upstairs where there is no second shift. There's just that shift.
Wait, so there's no 6 o'clock? There's no 6 o'clock league before his 9 o'clock league?
Who Lewis is?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. But Darren and them is the second shift. In that shift, there is no. There is the burn. There is no oil at all. They don't re-oil for it. He said find people to bowl with. It took 2 months to find a team. Man, I'll be putting teams together like this. Yep, see, there it is. He said it right there. Yes, burn, no re-oil.
Ugh. Yep.
My league has no prize money at the end of the year. Just a prime rib dinner and 50-50 drawing. That's bonkers.
So where does all the
Lewis.
money go?
Oh, he said Lewis's first shift before Darren and Lance. See, I didn't know. I didn't know Lewis bowled downstairs. I thought he only bowled upstairs. I saw him there upstairs at 6 p.m. But I didn't think he bowled downstairs. I thought he just bowled upstairs. So he wouldn't get he well yeah he would have to be on fresh because they don't do two squads upstairs. You got contacts, coach. I don't know anyone. Where you bowl at, gun? Where you bowl at? Lance and Jenna were on the other side, but still had a league ahead of them with no real. Oh, so you're talking about Lance and them was upstairs bowling? Oh, they were okay. Okay. I got you. But I think a league like that on a burn, I think that would be fun, eh?
Okay.
I mean, but then again, I can be as far left as what 47, 48. So I don't really care.
Coach, I got a question for you.
What up?
When you sand the ball, should you clean the ball first or sand the ball first, then clean it?
I sand it, then clean it.
Okay.
But what you got to understand is when I sand and clean it, I hit everything with 500. I stack mine. So if I want to get it to 2,000, I'll go 500, 1,000, 2,000. If I want to get it to 3,000, I'll go 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Gotcha.
And that's every time every time I'm using every time I bowl, that's what I do with my stuff.
Yeah, I noticed when I went to a pro shop, I looking at the balls and their tags. You know, they usually tell you, you know, how strong the ball is. But if you read it down the bottom, they'll tell you you need to sand the ball after every 30 games.
Where did you see you need to sand the ball after every 30 games?
In the pro shop, you know, when they have the new bowling balls and on the display, and when you read it, you know, it tells you how strong the ball is. Then at the bottom says you should sand the ball every 30 games.
Hey, do you hear that?
Wow. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That's listen, I ain't never heard that's insanity. Every 30 games, your ball you won't even want the ball because it's not going to perform very well
Hmm.
at all. Zero. You're using a quarter of what the ball can really do. A gun is that Bloomington, Illinois? The money is divided up into $100 50-50 drawing jackets for the team who wins the league. What? So the winning team gets 50-50 tickets and a jacket. And
Wow.
the losers get nothing. Bloomington, Illinois. How far is that from me? I think that what is that? That's like 2 hours for me, ain't it? 3 hours. Hey Mike, we might have to go to Bloomington and beat up on gun. You hear me? I might have to come and scoop you. We have to go to Bloomington and beat up on and beat up on gun, man. Yeah, Illinois, we there's a bunch of us in here. What you think, Mike? You want to go down there and beat up on them? Oh, that's 130 miles. Yeah, we 2 hours away, dude.
Yeah, it's down by Illinois.
Springfield, Decatur. Yeah, that's where that's at, right, Mike? Down by Decatur and stuff.
Bloomington, I think it's right before.
I'm telling you, it's right by Decatur. Hey, Gun, you by Decatur, right? And Mike, you do know we can still hear you, right? Everybody in the chat
Yeah.
can hear you.
Um. Well, yeah. Bloomington is just above Decatur. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so yeah, 30 games ain't that funny? Talk 30 games. I ain't never heard no stuff like that. They pro shop need to be updated. Apparently, they still got stuff on the wall from 1973. Gun sound like Gun. You might need me to come down there and back you up if you got people beating on you like that. Tell them Coach C come to help. He said 30 minutes north of Decatur. Yep, yep. I knew that. I remember seeing the exit when I went down there. I'll come help you out, and then I'm gonna go down to Florida and kick Coach A's ass.
Coach A in Florida?
Yeah, he in
Yeah.
Florida.
in Georgia.
He gonna wish he wasn't in Florida next time I get down there.
Right.
The league I bowled in last night had some guys tearing it up. Listen, man. Rule of thumb: just do the best you can do. Because the bottom line is this: you ain't bowling against nobody. You just bowling against the pins. Try to make the best shot you can make, and then after you throw the shot, focus on the next ball, the spare attempt.
It's like Tupac said, it's me against the lanes.
Well, I mean, Tupac didn't say that, but it was close. It's more me against the world, but oh man, the team I bowled against low guy was above 200 every game. Oh snap! Is it a big house you bowling in Bloomington, or is it a little? One day I got to do a bowling alley tour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get an RV and tour every bowling alley in America.
And finally see some different centers.
Be a real shit show. You know what? Hey, shut up.
Installed by AMF Woodstock lanes.
Is that down in Florida?
That's in Georgia.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong being a work in progress, bro. 32 lanes ain't bad. Believe it or not, we're all a work in progress. 64 lanes is considered big to me, but there's not many bowling alleys in the country that big, at least from what my understanding. I think ain't South Point the biggest bowling alley in America?
Aside from the stadium.
Huh?
Outside of the stadium.
What stadium?
The National Bowling Stadium?
In Reno?
Yeah.
I think Reno's longer. I think Reno's longer. I think that South Point is just bigger though.
Better look it up.
It is because South Point has the two sides, which makes it bigger.
Again, better look it up.
Biggest bowling alley in America. Hmm. Neither.
Neither?
Neither.
So what's the biggest?
Thunder Bowl in Michigan.
Detroit? Wow.
90 lanes.
Wow.
Wait, 90 lanes is bigger than the state. How many is the stadium?
Um, how many lanes in Reno Bowling Stadium? 78.
Wow. I can't believe 90 is the biggest. I thought there'd be bigger.
How many lanes in South Point Bowling Alley? South Point only got 64.
Man. That's funny. The biggest center in the U.S. is in Detroit. Who would have thought?
Anything to eat? No, I'm good, dear. Thank you.
No, yeah. South Point got 32 and 32, but but yeah, Thunderbolt Lane's got 90 lanes. So I'm definitely taking the trip there, dude. I'm definitely taking a trip there. That sounds exciting to see that. Of
Is it
about
90
20
lanes across,
pins.
or do they have separate bays?
Look at that. Guns up. 20 pins over the course of the season, man. That's good. Look at Paul in the building. What up, Paul? Paul knew Thunder Lanes. I gotta get in that place, man. I do. I gotta go there.
Thunderbolt.
What'd you say? Eh?
Thunderbolt. Yeah,
You
you
ever
gotta
been there?
take a
Eh?
tour of, you gotta take a tour of Michigan. No, that wasn't around back when I was there. I don't think.
It what?
Mm.
No.
That's oh okay. Thunderbolt Lanes, man. I'm impressed. What's the second biggest? What's the second biggest bowling alley in America? Now it's saying Thunderbolt is the second biggest. No, and here we go.
The
Other
28.
noticeable lanes. Oh shit! Did you know Stardust in Addison has 84 lanes?
Yep.
In New Jersey, 30 strike lanes has 80. Royal Penn in Indianapolis has 70. AMF Rivera lanes in Ohio has 40.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, so the second biggest. All right, so they're counting South Point as actually the biggest. You hear me? Eh?
You just said Thunderbolt was the biggest.
No, it's saying Thunderbolt is the second biggest. Sorry.
Okay.
They're saying South Point is the biggest because it has two different bowling alleys for 120 lanes.
Wait, you said South Point had 60 lanes.
South Point has two bowling alleys. They're counting it together.
No, well they shouldn't. That's one and two.
Detroit's 3.5 hours from Chad. Thunderbolt has three bays. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, that is really good improvement from Gun. Um, yeah, but they're saying that South Point because this. So that's what it's probably the same thing. Like Thunderbolt has bays, so they're probably looking at it as South Point has two different bay areas too. Do you remember where the pros bowled in Reno? You remember what I'm talking about? A just recently where they had to walk like 5 minutes from one part of the bowling alley to get to the other part.
Wasn't that at the stadium?
I don't think
That's
so.
where the Mike. That's where the Mike Albee Classic was.
Yeah, but I don't think that's it. I think it's some other place. I think it's a different place in Reno, not at the stadium though. Where was the Mike Albee Classic in Reno? It said it was at it was at the National Bowling Center,
Hmm.
but that can't be right. I'm doing my homework. Give me a second, guys, because that can't be right. It just can't be. Because I've been to the National Training Center and it doesn't you there's you go up the escalator and the bowling alley's right there. You don't have to walk from bay to bay. It's all right there. Yeah, I'm 100% right on that. Has anybody else been to the National Center other to the National in Reno? Has anybody been there? Okay, here it is. It's Coconut Bowl at Wild Island.
That's where the Aldi was.
Mm,
Yeah, okay.
I knew I wasn't losing my mind. So that means there's two big ass bowling centers in Reno.
Hmm.
I'm looking it up now. Check it out. Wish I'd have known that when I was there last time. I'd have went and checked it out. Yup, it is too. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one, A. Where they both yeah. Wow, this place is so much more than a bowling alley.
Yeah, it's like a family fun center.
Yeah. Yup. Yep, that's where they was. Yep, that's crazy. See, I know my business. Hey, so did we see this? So do we know what the step ladder for tomorrow is?
What's that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the same as before.
What do you mean? It's the same as so Brook Crow's still in it?
Belmo,
So the top five didn't move?
no, it's Belmo, EJ, Tim Foy, Boog, and BJ.
You're telling me that match play didn't change none of that shit?
Match play was already done.
No, I thought match play was today. Yeah, match play was no, today was practice. But guys, I need EJ to win or A's gonna beat me. So I need everybody to spam EJ and tell him to get his butt in gear.
No, it's Belmo's day. Sorry, EJ got to wait for the next one.
Nah, I need everybody spam EJ tonight, please, and tell him he better win or else we'll spam him for the
Yep,
rest of his
Belmo's been
life.
waiting. Belmo's been waiting too long. It's his turn.
Spam EJ. I'm serious, man. Don't play with me. I'm not letting A beat me like this.
Who's
Actually, you
EJ
know what,
going
guys?
against?
Hey, you know what? Time out. Time out. We got to spam Belmo because then he can't go to sleep. Who's with me? Everybody want to spam Belmonte tonight? We spam his YouTube channel. Everybody just keep putting EJ in his comments.
Who you got, A?
What's that?
Who do you have? I know you like EJ.
No, my pick's already out. I'm only rooting for Belmo because I like Belmo and I don't want him to tie me up. Because I picked EJ for Sharks, so I'm one up on Coach right now for the World
Oh,
Series.
okay.
Yeah, and I picked EJ to win the big World Series. So
Yep.
if he wins, we tie.
Yep.
And EJ hasn't done very well being in the number 2 or 3 seed. Not at all. So and Belmo number 1 seed um by over 100 pins. So if that is true,
Well, the pins don't matter anymore.
wait, what'd you say?
The pins don't matter anymore.
Oh no, I know. I hope EJ getting in a rhythm, beating the hell out of Bug Crawl. That's all I know.
All that matters is that EJ slips up, falls asleep, and throws one bad shot in the first match, and then BJ Moore will go on to get beat by Belmo.
BJ Moore's losing the Bug Crawl.
You think so?
Yep. And Bug's going to be
What do
confident
you
going against EJ because the last 2 times Bug seen EJ kicked his ass. And that's the reason
what
why
do
EJ ain't going to go to sleep against Bug,
you
is
think?
because Bug Crawls beat him the last 2 times they faced each other.
You think Boog is gonna beat BJ and Tim Foy?
He doesn't have to. He's just got to beat one. He's third seed.
Oh, wait, he's third? Are you sure?
Nah, maybe he's fourth.
I thought he was fourth. Yeah, Tim Foy is third.
Tim Foy is going to lose the Bug because Tim Foy doesn't bowl good on TV. Ever. It's like he gets on TV and he's happy to be there.
so you think Boog is gonna beat BJ?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think Bug is going to let EJ stay focused. And then EJ gets into the finals against Belmonte. There's no way he doesn't stay focused for the whole game. I mean,
All
that's
right.
that's the one
Right.
person on planet Earth who will have his undivided attention every single shot.
Yes. And he will have an amazing game, and he'll lose
Oh,
279 to 267.
I told you. Look, you even agree EJ gonna shoot 267. I said EJ gonna win 267, 230.
Right, and I said he's gonna lose 279 to 267.
Belmont ain't shooting on 69. I'm 79.
I mean, he's done it against him before.
He ain't gonna do it this time.
We'll see.
If he do, he'll never sleep again. The bad bowling fans were gonna spam his ass the rest of his life.
No, in all reality, neither of them are probably.
What?
In all reality, neither of them are probably going to shoot that high on dual patterns, on dual animal patterns.
EJ can.
Nah,
Easy money. They better get it all out their system now before I get there.
they're gonna lose the left lane, and then EJ is gonna look like he's lost again.
You know what bowling on TV's missing? Do you know why it's not a
What?
big deal anymore? Because they don't talk shit.
What do
They
you
just
mean?
showed the
There's only really ever been one guy to ever do that consistently.
Pete Weber.
Yeah,
That's why people love to watch him.
it was very rare for anybody else to do that. There was a handful of occasions where Chris Barnes did it. Handful of occasions where Jason Couch did it.
That's bowling's a gentleman's sport. That's why nobody likes to watch it. Let somebody walk over and check the shit out of somebody.
Full contact bowling.
Fuck yeah! Everybody be watching that shit.
You
EJ
have to
walked over and tried to check Belmont and fall over. It would be
you have
comical.
you have one move to juke the defender to get to the foul line.
Right. I mean, that's the problem. Look, no, but seriously though, They don't talk shit. EJ
No.
should throw his third strike in a row and be like, "Whose house is this?" You know what I mean? Like they should be like, but they throw a shot and they walk over there and be sitting in the thing sipping on some cognac, sipping on that scissor, sipping on that sip. I'm just saying, man. They these motherfuckers. Listen, y'all tell me that y'all never watch bowling on TV and be like, this shit boring.
Yeah, I tried to get on bowl TV, but it was boring because all you do is see people bowl and there's no commentary talking about nothing.
That right? That's what I'm saying. Even the commentary for PBA bowling is whack as hell. I understand that they old pros and blah blah. Man, they whack as hell. Let me do the commentary. I have them with laughing and everything else. They come back just listen to me talk shit.
What are you gonna say that's so much better or so different?
Man, I'd be like, yo, EJ whooping his butt, but he lucky I'm not out there. Why ain't you out there? Because I lost. But I'm just saying, I mentally get in his head. I had him ready to fight each other. Hey, did you hear what EJ said about you earlier?
You do realize that the players don't hear the commentators, right?
Well, maybe they should. And
Why?
this being quiet shit, man, that's for the birds.
They choose that. Packy,
Well, they
it's
should
never
be able.
quiet for Packy. He gets the
That's
crowd
like going to
going
an
crazy.
NBA game and be like, I got to shoot free throws. Everybody shut up.
Well, that's what they do.
That's like going to a
If they're the
football
home,
game and a field goal kicker like, yo, I got to kick this. Can everybody shut up?
that's that's what they do when it's a home game.
Man, the hell they don't. Yeah, hell yeah. I go to, they be loud and rugged to the moon. Listen, man.
You're an
That's
idiot.
like a wide receiver being like, yo, I'm about to catch this pass. Can everybody shut up, please?
No, that's where the quarterback does that.
Listen, man.
I swear you don't watch
I'm
football.
about to smack this dude over the middle. Can everybody shut up, please?
Yeah, that's exactly what the quarterbacks do.
Hey, I got a question. Has anybody ever had to go to the bathroom in the middle of a PBA event?
Yeah, but there's pause features. Everything's auto recorded now.
So they're not live?
They're live, but your broadcast can be paused and then you can go back. So the live
No,
version is still
no.
going on.
Listen. Like tomorrow's on Fox, right?
Yeah,
Has somebody ever had to take a TV timeout to go to the bathroom?
of course. That's why the pause feature is there.
I'm not talking about on your TV. I'm talking about real time.
You're talking about people at the event?
Yes, people bowling in it.
I don't know. They usually don't say it. I'm sure there's probably been an occasion at some point where somebody had to go.
Yeah, be like, okay, guys, we'll get right back to it, but my man gotta go take it number two. Yeah, that's the thing. If I was bowling in the event and they told people to be quiet, I'd probably be like, I forfeit.
Well, no, they don't tell anybody to be quiet. It's up to the bowler. There's no rule that says that the crowd has to be quiet.
No, because some of the bows prefer the noise.
Yeah, look at Packy. Packy's a genius because he gets all that crowd noise going. So if there's a random sound, he never hears it. So if there's a distraction in the back or like something's going on with the machines, because the machines are loud as hell, he never knows it because the crowd's already going crazy.
See, that's how I would do it
Boom.
too. I would prefer. I mean, when you're that's like bowling league, and every time you get up, you're asking everybody to shut up. Let me guess. Hey, people do that all the time too.
Not in a league, but in a tournament.
So you bowled in the tournament where you ask everybody to shut up.
No, but people are just naturally quiet. It's not a loud game when it comes down to the end of it. When it comes down to major competition. It's a quiet game like golf. But again, that's the choice of the bowler. That's not a rule.
Now, I prefer everybody to be acting up. I prefer everybody to be loud. I prefer everybody doing the thing. I don't like the quiet. It's not conducive to me. I don't want to hear
Well,
a pin drop.
then you're going to have trouble in regionals
Wow. What up, Stephanie?
because
How you doing?
in your last match play, it's always going to be quiet.
The last match is the finals, right?
All of match play.
Oh yeah, then I'm probably
Once
suck.
once the cuts go down, each cut it's going to get quieter and quieter because there's going to be less and less background sound.
Can I wear earbuds?
I don't think so. No.
Can PBA bowlers wear earbuds?
You listen to some Jimi Hendrix. Paul said not allowed in PBA
They're
competitions.
not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, we know I'm never gonna win a PBA event. But you can chalk that shit up to experience. I like the noise.
Well, then ask the crowd to get behind you.
You just said that in match play, everybody shut up.
Yeah, but like you don't listen to half the things that people say. It's not a rule to be quiet. It's
Oh,
just that's what the crowd chooses to be because that's the way the sport is.
so
If
I
you
can
want to
tell
be like
people.
Packy, if you want to be like Packy and ask the crowd to clap, I don't think anybody's going to object.
Does he do that in match play too?
I don't think so. You also
And
got to
does
remember there's not much of a crowd during match play.
but match play, other people are bowling though, right?
Yeah,
Then I'll still hear the noise of pins, so I'm good. It's the nothing. It's the silence. Well, no, I practice during the silence, so I'd be fine. No, because there's always music blaring in the thing. But you know what's funny? When I get to the line, I don't hear it anyway. When I clear the mechanism, I don't hear much. The only problem that I have is when I'm at the line and I'm clearing everything is this that right peripheral. Anything left I can't see. That right peripheral I can catch you out of my eye, which can
right.
distract me.
I mean, there shouldn't be anything in that peripheral because there's lane courtesy.
In league, it's only one lane though.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tournaments.
Oh yeah, no tournament that 2 lane courtesy shit. I should be just fine. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only problem that I got is that Stephanie says she don't hear nothing. But I do. I can drown out the sound. I drown out pretty much anything. Hey, take over for a minute. I got to do some things real quick.
Do your thing. Where'd everybody else go?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
there's Red. Where'd Mike go?
I don't know. He's been cutting in and out.
Oh, he's probably just refreshing the call. Don't see nothing, don't speak nothing. That's right. What is that from? That's a good quote. Say nothing, don't speak nothing. How'd you bowl last week, Red?
What's that?
How did you bowl last week?
I didn't do too good. I bowled at
No?
135, 148, and 203.
203 is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always good to end on a high note like that because that means that you got the transition.
yeah.
What happened in games 1 and 2?
I have no idea. I just couldn't find. I was hitting the pocket, but it just wasn't getting the break I needed.
What kind of stuff were you leaving?
What's that?
What kind of pins were you leaving?
Um, I was leaving the splits, and then I was leaving the 7 or 10 pin. I picked up my splits.
That's good. Were you picking up the corner pins?
Yeah, I'm getting better at my spares.
Good. What's your average at now?
My average right now is 161.
Okay. Spares will get you up into the 190s and above.
Yeah,
You only need one or two more strikes a game to get to 200.
yeah,
But being able to pick up corner pins, that's the magic sauce everyone leaves behind.
yeah. I can pick up my 7 pin and 10 pins.
What spares do you have trouble with?
Usually, uh, I think it's 7 or 8 on the right hand side.
Seven or eight. So the 9 pin?
Yeah,
Which way do you usually miss it?
the ball will hook away from it.
Are you doing your strike ball or do you just have a spare ball?
I threw a straight ball. I only use a spare ball on a 10 pin.
Oh, okay. Did you ever throw your spare ball at the 9 pin?
Yeah, 9 pin. Yeah, but I think it's what's it? Was it 1, 2? I'm right-handed,
Right.
so well, any pins from the right side with head pin. I have trouble picking it up sometimes.
You should try throwing your spare ball at the right side pins.
Okay,
So anything 6, 7, 9, or 10, or 3 pin, all spare ball because you can
okay,
stand right and throw straight at it and take the lane out of the equation.
okay,
And then that's also the way you can make the 3, 6, 10. It's just basically you're just making a smaller version of the pocket.
okay.
Mike says I have to get me a new spare ball. My visible hooks too much. Your spare ball's hooking too much? That's
Baseball.
weird.
I don't see how that hooked too much. Unless that's your hand throwing.
Mike, are you two-handed? Oh, wait, I'm missing some chats. What does this say? This is who's this? Stephanie says, I've gotten better, just need help with my approach. My body is stiff and I'm using my back and hips are goofy. I need to send these videos to coach. Well, those are easy fixes.
What's easy fix?
Uh, Stephanie's comment.
Man, I've been waiting on Stephanie to send videos to me for 8 months.
A year.
She's like Graham 2.0.
Maybe they're the same person.
Maybe.
Let's see. Michael says no one hand, but the ball has a gas mask core. You have a Visiball that has a gas mask core? What the hell spare ball do you have? I'll send it right now. Where do I send it? Again, LOL. There you go.
You
Send
can
it to
send it on
Discord.
Discord. You can send it here.
What's up, Larry? What? Wait, Michael, are you in the Discord? I want to see this Visiball that has a gas mask core. What ball are you throwing?
Larry in the building.
Hammer. Oh, you have the Black Widow spare ball? Oh, that's unfortunate. I see why it's hooking now. Okay, that makes
Hey,
sense.
would anybody like me to post some videos of Sports Shop USBC national practice tomorrow?
Of course.
I use a hammer axe for a spare ball.
Would anybody like to see that?
Yes. Everyone would like to see footage of sport shop practice. I
They
use
didn't
it for
say
the
that. You
burn.
said that. Stop speaking for people.
They messaged me on Discord. They all said that. I use it for burn. That's good to use it for burn. I don't know if I use it for spare ball though with a gas mask core. That's rough. Unless you can flatten out your wrist. If you can flatten out your wrist, you can use anything. But
Stephanie, you don't know how to get the video to what? Discord? I didn't even know you
I
was
think
on
she
Discord.
I think she was saying she didn't know how to break them up to put them in an email form. Seen the Black Widow spare ball. Thinking about getting one because it hooks slightly, but got the hammer axe instead. Why do
You
you
don't
all
want
want
to. You don't
spare
listen.
balls to hook?
Yeah, you don't want your spare ball to hook at all. What are y'all talking about?
You want your spare ball to be a hockey puck.
Oh yeah, you're right, Stephanie. My bad. You don't want your spare ball to hook at all. You want your spare ball to be straight.
Yep. Last thing you want is a hooking spare ball. Ask Mike. His ball hooks, and that's why he misses his spares.
Yep. Straighter is greater.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna play straight up 5 1ers national pattern.
With a spare ball?
With my spare ball, hell no.
No. Too Tall says I can flatten out enough and get behind it enough to make it work. That's good. Gun store. Why am I rebuilding the spare game this summer? Is that a question?
Look like one.
But who are you asking? That's a weird question to ask someone else. Why am I rebuilding the spare game this summer?
Apparently, it wasn't good to begin with.
I was going straight. It was going straight when I first bought it. Now the block just takes over even when I flatten it
Then you ain't flattening it.
out. Time you get a new spare ball then, or yeah, or work on your wrist.
Listen, I can
I'll
flatten.
get I'll get it to go straight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hook the lane with a ball and flatten it out, and it goes straight, straight, straight. You ain't. You think you flattening it, but you're not. Film yourself, and I bet you'll see you're not flattening it.
Yep. You're probably suitcasing it, which puts rotation on it,
Yep.
so the core is still tilting. Presently hooking at left-hand spares using the summer to correct that.
Smart
But
man.
why are you waiting till summer? That's my question. Why are you waiting till summer?
They
Are
said,
you
"Why
waiting
wait
for
till
your
tomorrow? What
current?
you can do today?"
Are you trying to wait until your league is over to start trying to correct it, so you don't do it in the middle of league season?
Stephanie, I'm still waiting.
I need a non-hooking ball for spare ball for two-handed.
Who's at the UA?
Yep.
You better get one under that .006 diff. I need a Belmo spare ball. I just can't find one, and the new one ain't dropped yet.
Those are too expensive for me. I'll probably get old Brunswick Black Beauty.
Huh?
I'll get an old Brunswick Black Beauty or an old Visiball.
The Visiball's hooked. I don't want something to hook.
Well, I can make them not hook. As long as it's plastic, that's all I need. I don't care about much else.
Gun, you 66? I bet you're 66 still in better shape than me. Don't say nothing either, eh?
Damn it. Body can't take 30 games a week to practice. What do you need 30 games a week to practice spares for?
Wow.
Chad, the good old white dot. That white dot hooks too. Yeah, the white dot hooks too.
Too tall. I changed from hooking to straight at sevens and other left side single pins, but it's been tough. Was struggling with a 7 pin today in practice.
Isn't tall left-handed?
I don't think so. He's talking about hooking at the 7 pin. That would make him right handed.
No, I was talking about if he throwing straight at 7, you just got to get to the right angle.
He says good old white dot. Dot balls all have differential.
Okay, I got one, Stephanie. Now send me now send me a shot.
Gun store says it takes a lot of games for me to
Let's see
think.
this.
I mean,
I'll be damned. Stephanie's better than Sarah Bowles.
really?
Yeah.
This I gotta see. Gun store, if you get lined up the right way, it shouldn't be that hard to make this kind of change. This is
Yeah. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. She's already better than Graham. We got some videos. But she is. She better than Sarah Bowles. Cause that's the way I like it.
Hey, Coach, do we have any winners from Wednesday night? I believe I got the Sean score 6-10. Too tall. The
I
issue is mentally
consider me
trying to turn
impressed.
my hips and shoulders to the left, while in the same practice working on swinging 40 to 20 to the left. Too tall, why don't you break up the practices?
Stephanie, I'm impressed. Facts. I'm impressed.
It took 4 months to change your timing. Yeah, but that makes sense, gun store, because that's changing like the rhythm of your body and something that's going to happen for a really long time. When it comes to throwing straight at squares versus hooking at squares, I mean that's something you could do in a session.
I got him, Stephanie. I just watched him.
I
I'm
mean,
impressed.
you're not going
I'm
to
impressed.
master it.
You know what you should do, Stephanie? You should give Sarah Bowles some lessons. What did Chad say? Did you say no cap?
She even made the Arctic vibe look bad in her last video. Oh yeah, her March Madness, her March Madness match.
Chad said it's not good. Hey, but she's a role model though. Hey,
Wait, did the Arctic?
I sent you those. Hey,
Oh, you did.
yeah.
All right, I'll look in a minute.
Hey, Stephanie. No, real talk. I'm impressed. We can get your release a little better. We do that, your game will go. Wait, you guys, you. It's not bad at all. I'll break them down and then send you the analysis. Well, one of us will. Actually, both of us will do it. We're gonna go old school. A. I send
Right
one
on.
and you send one.
All
Do
right.
you hear me?
Yep.
They'll be the same thing because when me and A breaks things down, we normally see eye to eye on everything. So
All right. That was 10 pin.
I mean, we normally don't
All right.
admit it, but we do. Actually, we do admit that we see everything pretty much eye to eye.
As long as we're not talking about equipment.
Yeah, that's the one thing we don't see eye to eye on at all. Equipment. I mean, we don't see eye to eye on equipment at all. Zero. I mean, hell, not even close.
Uh,
Not even close. He still thinks the damn TNT is good.
yep.
And I think it's good enough to be in the water. I think it can go swimming with the fucking fishes, baby. But Stephanie, you got skills. You really do. It's not bad at all. your game is so close to being where you want it. It's just little tweaks and you'll be right on time.
Good setup. There's this. Okay.
Put it this way: when I first started this journey, Stephanie, you're more advanced than I was.
Yeah, I mean, most of your challenges are at the line.
Yep,
Footwork is actually really good.
that's what I said. She could be teaching Sarah Bowl some lessons. Actually, I take that back. Anybody can teach
Yeah,
her lessons. Somebody been bowling 6 days can teach her some.
yeah, good pacing. Cadence is the same the whole way through. Good, really good balance. That's surprising for somebody.
Yep.
Wait,
Even though her
Steph,
tread,
how long
le-
have you?
even though her tread leg is a little slow.
Yeah, like I said, everything that I would say is at the foul line.
I agree with you, but I said that though.
Everything, yeah.
But with a little tweak in two spots, we can improve her game. Right now, the way I'm seeing your release, I'm gonna go on a limb and say you're probably averaging about 150, 160, right? I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Where are you at, Stephanie? 160, 150, 160? We clean that up. She's pushing 190s, 200s. And it won't take long either.
No,
What do you think? Her rev rate in that video is what? About 190?
I can't tell from this
I
small
was a
screen I
fast
have.
pitcher softball my whole life, so
I can blow it up.
trying to the ball, dragging back foot. Yes.
158 right now.
Yeah, I'm right. We can get you. I can get you. I'm telling you. We'll get you right. We can get you to the 200 easy. I mean, but listen, everything that we do takes practice work, though. You got to put the work in to get where you want to go, though.
You think
Chad,
Brunsnick would
Chad,
have coached her?
were you and me in A's conversation?
We just talked about this like yesterday.
Yeah, Chad, was you in our conversation? We just had this conversation yesterday. That's what A
I,
was like. Don't you think he'd have coached her a little bit?
I'm going to throw this at you, Jax. I don't know if you were aware of this or not. Her dad and her uncle were both PBA legends. So you asked the question, do you think Brunsnick would have coached her? Wouldn't her dad or her uncle coach her?
She's just not a
Which
coachable person. Her
exactly.
she's
And
got a very bad personality and attitude. But then again, she's a role model, so I guess that's how all role models are. I don't know.
you are never going to let that down.
Nope.
She went to Sarge Eastergrip. Don't know how that is going. She did that gun store because of her wrist injury, and
Listen, A.
that's changed back now.
If I go to a big event and she's there, I will be like, everybody, this is how a role model's supposed to bowl. Yeah, Will. You know me, I'm a dick. I'll do it too. I don't care.
So you're gonna wear super tight jeans when you bowl?
Hell no. No, that's what role models do.
That's what you said. You said you're gonna be like the role model.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the distraction away from her badass bowling.
It's like a magician.
Right. Sleight of hand, you know.
If you look in this hand, you can't see this one.
Right.
Man, I gotta get some new jeans on.
You gonna wear some skinny jeans, eh?
Yeah, then nobody can see how bad I am.
Look, I ain't wearing no skinny jeans. But then again, I ain't a role model.
I'll get some leggings and be like, "What? What 37 rev rate? You didn't see nothing."
Listen, if you gonna wear leggings, I don't want to be no parts of that.
No,
I don't
you're
think
gonna body,
anybody in this chat want to be
you're
part
gonna
of
body
that.
shame me like that.
I
You're gonna
don't
body
think
shame me like that.
I don't think any of you guys want to be part of wearing some leggings, right? Listen, so I've been to Cedar Point, the amusement park, about 1,000 times, and I know she's in Sandusky, Ohio. I know where she at. Motivation to go there though. She can't bowl for shit. She can't bowl. That wouldn't even be a challenge.
You can bowl Dad. You can bowl Jeff. That would be fun to see.
I'll bowl anybody, but I ain't bowling her. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. But anyway,
You
I'm gonna
learn.
jump off here. I
I
got
think
some
you
stuff
learn
I
some
gotta
pro
do.
stuff.
I got some stuff I gotta do, and I need to do it. So I do apologize, but I know I'm cutting it short. Normally we do like 3 hours, and this has only been two. But I do got some stuff to do, especially since I get to go coach and bowl tomorrow. So I might as well get it all done now. That way I ain't got to worry about it later. And I still got to finish editing Tashawn's video, his GB5 video that we're gonna release for Tashawn.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, me and A will get back to you tomorrow evening because we're both going to do the remix on your thing to give you some pointers. Try to get everything right. And Chad, don't worry, I ain't forget about you. I'm gonna do the ball order. I was gonna do it earlier today, but I got distracted. I start watching Landman with Billy Bob Thornton. That's actually pretty good. So I apologize, but I'll get him. I'll get that order. I gotta do Drew's too. That's the only thing I got left to do is those three. What else? So wait, before everybody goes, because everybody's still here. Do you guys want me to post video from tomorrow's national pattern? Does anybody want to see that?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, Larry, I can hit you up
Revs
on
is in,
Discord.
Revs is in here in time just for everybody to leave.
Revs, yeah, we're leaving. Here you come. But yeah, but no, but I do gotta cut it short because I got some stuff to do. And who knows? Maybe I'll jump back on tomorrow evening. But I'll let you guys know tomorrow. But yeah, I will post. Um, okay, since everybody said yes, I'll go ahead and post it.
There you go.
No, they didn't take the Motive Mystery Ball away. They just didn't have any Motive Mystery Balls in stock. Practice makes perfect. So that's why they didn't have any in stock. But I think they're repurposed their stock though, so we should be good to go. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I might be live tomorrow. I will post it, and then I'm also gonna post Sean's video. And if I'm gonna be live, then I will go ahead and show you guys all of. I'll post it and show you guys video footage so we can talk about it. All right. Till the next time. Later, guys.
Have a great night, everybody.